Duran Premium Cigars, one of the fastest-growing boutique cigar companies, provides smokers a portal into the old Cuban tradition of the perfect balance and the lost art of progressive flavor construction. Roberto Pelayo Duran began his career in tobacco over 2 decades ago in Havana, where his reputation grew within Cuban circles. The creation of Duran Premium Cigars has given Roberto the platform to introduce a series of cigars that offer the quality and construction that he perfected while in Cuba. Brands include the ultra-premium Roberto P. Duran signature line, Azan, Nea, and Baracoa. Duran uses a seed-to-humidor approach, as all of their tobacco is grown in their farms and rolled in their factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Rollers have been carefully chosen to carry out Roberto's precise method to ensure progressive flavor in each cigar. Duran Premium Cigars invites you to make their premium your standard.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Stogie Geeks Show. This is our Stogies of the Week segment, and I got a chance to smoke something new. I tell you, but this is the Jaime Garcia Limited Edition 2017 with the Connecticut Broadleaf wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and filler in a Toro format. I had not smoked these before. These are pricey. These are, according to at least one source, $17 a stick. It was really good. I liked it. I had those great classic Connecticut broadleaf, flavor, Maduro flavors. A little bit of spice, nicely balanced, smoked really well. I was impressed. I would give it a box worthy, even at that price point. Like, this was a really good cigar. I think age is gonna be really kind to this as well. It has a little bit of earthy notes to it. It was. I did smoke this when I was traveling as well, which I know is a no-no to review it, but I'm going to anyway because I really liked it. And I got a lot out of the cigar when I smoked it. So thanks, Steve.
Was it smoother towards the end?
It stayed smooth throughout the whole. Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. I had the Pura Sol Robusto. Size was 5x50. Wrapper is a Corojo Maduro. Binder and filler is Honduras. When I first jumped into this, you pick up that saltiness right away. It's a really, it's I don't know. It just, to me, it came across very, very salty right away. I was interested to get that from a Maduro, right there, but then towards the end, making it thoroughly enjoyable. I'm kind of digging that leather component, there.
Nice.
As far as the cigar itself, I definitely gave it a box worthy for sure on the Robusto. There, what I'm going to start doing is rating some of the cigars on a complexity, flavor, and balance scale. There, and the complexity of the cigar on a scale of 1 to 10, I gave it a 9 because you really notice how it goes through its transition as you're smoking it there. Flavor, I gave it an 8, and balance, I gave it an 8, and that's why I made it a box-worthy cigar for sure. Did you ever have one?
Probably a long time ago.
Long time ago?
Yeah. That was a Puro Soul.
The Maduro.
Okay.
So you have a gold and white wrapper.
Nice. What is this new one by Steve Saka?
I'd have to see a picture. You have a picture?
No, I'm trying to find. This site's loading in Spanish for me.
Cool.
It's not really. It's not really helping me out so much. Oh wait.
That he had after the Umbagog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Todos los días.
Hmm.
Yeah, must be Todos los días. Sorry, I should know this. But we had some technical difficulties before the show, which prevented me from being able to look it up before the show. Why don't you go to your next one? While
Oh, yeah, sure. I had a Rocky Patel Renaissance Habano. Had the Toro size, 6 2/5 by 52. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano. The filler is Honduran with some Nicaraguan long fillers. Binder is Nicaraguan. Complexity, I gave it a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10. Flavor, I gave it a 3. And a balance, I kind of gave it a 4. smoking some other Habano stuff that has a Habano wrapper, I kind of expected it to be a little bit spicier than what it came across. And being the size, have a 52 ring gauge, I expected it to kind of have more pop to it. And to me, it kind of had that subtleness that a Honduran.
Which one was this again? I'm sorry.
This was the Rocky Patel Renaissance Habano.
Gotcha.
This
is one of the ones that I gave you from that.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, having it have the Habano wrapper, I expected it to have a little bit more pop, and it just didn't. It just didn't for me. I don't know what your experience was, or if you had a chance to have that yet. There.
No, I only had one of those.
Yeah. If you see it, I mean, if you want to give it a try one, sure. But it'd be barely a try one. If someone gives it to you, it might be a good second or third stick if you're having a big stick day or something like that to actually try
there was like 360 rings that Doug had given me.
Yeah.
That he had picked up online. So
like there's some other stuff that has a Habano wrapper that it just pops.
I had the I definitely smoked the Connecticut, the Renaissance Connecticut. And what was the other one? The Habano?
Well, the Habano was the one that I had, yeah.
Okay, so there was a Connecticut, a Habano, and something else. I definitely smoked the Connecticut this morning. The first 2/3 were good. It was a Rocky Patel Renaissance Connecticut in the 60 ring. It was probably a pretty traditional, what is now a traditional 6x60. I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, the first 2/3 were good. It kind of fell apart in the end. The final third didn't do it for me, which would probably hold me back from buying more of these. The first 2/3 were good, very, very mild. But still had some flavor there to keep me interested first thing in the morning with coffee. But given the final third wasn't that great, I would probably say it's maybe a 5er at best. Maybe more closer to a try one in my opinion. What was the other one that was in there?
What? Griffins?
No, yeah. Did you smoke the Griffins?
I did. If you want me to jump back to that, yeah, the Griffins. I had the Griffins. I had the Corona size 5x42. Wrapper is Connecticut, right? Binder filler, Dominican Republic. And let me tell you, it's not a whole complex cigar, but it really has a good balance and flavor to it for sure. For a Connecticut shade cigar, it's good to rekindle yourself with an old classic. I remember when you had gave it to us to actually try. I said, "Oh, I remember these are good. They're good smokes." I'd give it a 5er. There, or if you find a good deal on them, get a half a box or something like that. But they're a good smoke to have.
I really liked the Griffin's Robusto. I rated it higher than you did. I really liked it. I thought it was really, really good. It packed a little more flavor than some of the other Griffin's offerings in that particular blend.
I want to try the Maduro Griffins. Yeah, I want to get my hands on
the Nicaraguan.
I'm sorry, the Nicaraguan one. Yeah,
I have one in there.
You have one?
I'll give one to you.
Really?
Yeah, I bought a whole box.
Really? It's
in my humidor at home, but I've got one of the little short bellicosos in the Nicaraguan. Remind me after the show.
Yeah, I want to try one of those because after doing some research on that, I was like, oh wow, that's one that I've missed. I haven't had a chance to try that. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely a good stick for sure. It's balanced well. It does balance good. It's just maybe I'm just not into Connecticut's as much as much as you.
So speaking of short bellicosos, I smoked the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust in the one that he announced at the 2016 IPCPR Todos los Dias, which I'm probably pronouncing completely wrong, but says it means all the days. It is a limited price-year release from Steve Saka. Again, it's a Nicaraguan Puro, and I smoked the double-wide Bellicoso at 4 3/4 by 60. This is definitely a stronger offering in Steve's lines, which I like. I like that little bit of extra punch to it. It would be a stronger cigar that I would reach for probably more often. It's a pretty higher price point. These are suggested retail price of $12.45 for this particular size. I liked the 60 ring on it because it came to a Bellicoso tip. I thought it was very comfortable to smoke, had good burn, draw, and construction. Good flavors, a little bit of that Nicaraguan spice, a little bit of those cocoa kind of flavors. Kept my interest the whole way out. I would call it's somewhere between a 5 and a box split. I don't know if there was a rating in between. We might add some more ratings in between. Now this is twice. I'm like in between. Like I don't know if it's 5 I don't know if it's box split. I got to smoke more before I can make the final determination. So for now, I'll just go in between and say I only smoked one for the review, but enjoyed it. So it's at least a 5. Probably as I age some and smoke some more and they rest, it's going to creep into that box split range. But that's where I'd put that one.
What else did you smoke?
I did smoke the other Rocky Patel that Doug had given us, which is the Sumatra. So it's the same 6x60 Renaissance in the Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. This was just a good smoking cigar all the way through. I didn't have that issue in the last third like I did with the Connecticut. And it was a good everyday smoking cigar if you could get these at a discount. This is one that I would buy because it smoked great, had some good flavors, a little bit of cedar and just a very subtle hint of sweetness. It was good. I would give it a 5. It was a solid 5.
Nice.
What else you got?
It's fall. So
it is fall,
so
yes.
You can't get through without.
Doesn't feel like fall though.
The 2017 Quesada Oktoberfest.
They're
out already. They are out. The size I had is called the Kaiser Ludwig. It was 6x49. The wrapper is Dominican Chiabo Valley. Is that pronounced right?
Close enough.
Chiabo Valley. CIBAO.
Yeah.
The filler is Dominican Seed Criollo with a Aloha Viso and Ligero, and your binder is Dominican Republic. Complexities.
See, your pronunciation's getting so much better, Joe. I'm so proud of you.
We're doing well, right? You should have said, Joe, you need to take a semester of Spanish before you.
That's right.
Before you come on the Stogie Geeks, right? Get this Italian kid over here trying to, complexity. It's tough when you address a stick like this because it's a stick that's been coming out every year, right? It's been coming out every year, and every year people have different thoughts about this stick there. But in regards to the way the stick played out, on a complexity scale of 1 to 10, I did give it an 8. It's a very complex cigar. It's got a lot of transitions throughout it. Flavor, total flavor, and balance, I did rate both of those a 7. However, having smoked some in the past, a couple years ago, the Quesada Oktoberfest was a complete, in-your-face, full-bodied smoke, and they've seemed to taper it down. And this time, this time last year, had a chance to go to a couple of Quesada Oktoberfest events at some local retailers, and of which I am still scheduled to go to. And I did talk to them about that, and they said last year oh yeah, no question, it's been tapered.
They change that blend every year.
Yes, but it is tasty. You know what I mean? And
I like some years are better than others. I feel like when it first came out, it was really good. The original blend was really good. And then the other ones have been just kind of hit or miss for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean,
the original blend, it depended heavily on the size.
Yeah, I think last year's was really tapered down. The 2017 here is ramped up.
See, the 2014, I was like 5.
Yeah.
If you look back in the history, we've reviewed a ton of that.
Yep.
Well, because when they first came out, it was really kind of early on in the Stogie Geeks history. And I was still very heavily into beer and pairing with beer. The Dunkel was one of the original ones with the original band on it. That one was box split. So, like, the further you go back, the
higher the rating.
It was a smoke-in microblend series was the Dunkel. And it gets higher. They get higher ratings the further you go back.
Yep, I agree with that assessment, and that's basically my assessment. However,
the Kurz was their little short Robusto. Yeah,
but you gotta try them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I do give them a 5 rating. You know, just because they're available in a bunch of different sizes. I can post the sizes over on the Stogie Geeks site. You know, it's definitely, you know, if you see them, you know, and if that's a new stick to you, definitely try it. And then if you can get your hands on some from last year, maybe they're probably not lingering around. But,
Right.
you know, definitely try one, set the ball, and then see what it comes up for next year.
So in 2011 and 2012, when they were first hitting the market, we actually paired them with beer, and 3 different Stogie Geeks reviewed them. We all gave them box-worthy ratings. Just to show
A
you
couple
what
years ago.
2011, 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when they first came out, I was like, wow, this cigar's incredible. And then, you know, you find out, okay, so obviously a name, it's going to fade away, it's going to be around.
Yeah.
And then when the next year it comes out, and you're like, last year's was better.
Buzz kind of trickles up. But they change the blend every year.
Right,
so
and then you're like, next year's is better, and
Right.
you kind of go. I think the 2017 is better than the 2016, but the 2017 is not what it used to be 14, 13
Gotcha.
back.
Trying to think what else I smoked when I was out there. That was pretty much it as far as what sticks out in my mind. I had a notes on a couple of them. This H. Upmann Magnum 46, fantastic smoke. Box worthy, certainly, in my opinion. If it can deliver this in a whole box, I would definitely pick up a box of the H. Upmann Magnum 46s, for sure.
I'd give this Kawaba. Is that
Kawaba.
Kawaba? I'd give the Kawaba. I'd give it a 5.
The koala? No.
Kawaba.
Kawaba.
Kawaba. I'd give the Kawaba.
Kawaba.
Havana Cuban cigar.
Kawaba.
I'd give this a 5 for sure.
They come in boxes at 10.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. And they're probably around $10 to $12 a piece. More like $10 a piece. You get them on sale.
Box split with a friend.
Ah, there you go.
I'd give it a box.
Well played.
It's the
You'd
same
have
thing.
five. You'd have 5 of those in your
Yeah, it's a good stick.
Yeah.
It's a good stick.
Awesome. You got any more? Awesome.
We had a quick week.
It was a quick week. It's okay though. We thank everyone for listening and watching the Stogie Geek Show. See everyone next time.